Good evening, everyone. Welcome. I hope you didn't hear my cough there. I always try to cough one time before we get going so everything is clear. Welcome to all of you joining us tonight live. It is 9:02, almost 9:03 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6:03 out in the West. That's where our moderator is located, state of California. And all of you guys, wherever you're at, God bless you. I did see some new guys in here. Ross and Lena, bless you. There in Tasmania, Australia. Desade, welcome to you, Bob Piccarilli. God bless you. Question for you, Ross and Lena, just so we know. I could Google it, but I'm just reading the chat. Andre Tremblay, welcome from Quebec, Canada. Kevin Sheffield, Blake Parker. I'm here at 8 for once. That means you're in Central Time. Also, Private Monkey, welcome from Germany. Question for Ross and Lena. What time is it in Tasmania? So this must be with your morning coffee, I would think. I would guess it's probably 9 in the morning, 8 in the morning. I don't know. Give me a shout. So welcome you guys. We got so much tonight. Yes, I have Zhenya here. We just finished getting that together because, believe it or not, he's running refugees right now. Wisconsin. Awesome. Welcome, sir. He's running refugees right now. You see, we had a refugee family that we helped get out of the country at the early part of the war. They were up from the Chernihiv area. They have made a decision to come back and try to help. However they can. So we're getting them back home. So Zhenya is running them. Not only Victor Orban, like, what is going on? Yeah, you know, listen, this is just a global mess. And once again, that's why our trust must be in hunting for truth and also understanding. And I know many people here probably have different faith persuasions, and that's cool. I love it. I love being a diverse community, but there's a bigger plan at play here. Illinois, JDO, not Chicago, so don't judge me. Chicago, JDO, coming at you in a few minutes. Wide open. Chicago, but you're not. So thank you all for being here. As Sheffield said, thank you for hitting the like button, share, comment, talk in the chat. Going to have a great time. I want to jump 11:04 a.m. Monday in Tasmania. Okay. Beautiful. All right. So much tonight. Let's start here. And I know this is not Ukraine, but this is important. Israel and Gaza. And the reason I want to share this, there's one reason. They had a ceasefire. There it is. All our guys are right. Enjoy your coffee in Tasmania, and thank you for being here. Israel and Gaza, they made it 8 minutes, and Gaza was firing rockets again, the Palestinian jihadists. And I'm leading with that. Of course, everything we do centers around the war in Ukraine. But this is very important. And the main reason I wanted to lead with this is because the Palestinian leader just a little while ago came out and said that everything that is happening is the terrorist Israel's fault. And they will only back down once the terrorism has ended. Now, to me, that sounds much like the same statements that come out of the Kremlin, where it's not the terrorists, but the fascists and the Nazis. It's the same story, just a different page. Anyway, they did have a ceasefire brokered by Egypt. It lasted for 8 minutes. What's going to happen there absolutely affects the rest of the world, 100%. So we shall see. But there's no way could ignore that. Now, secondly, I want to show you guys a beautiful picture. Let me put it up this way. This is confirmed. I've been waiting on confirmation of this, but this is confirmed. Antonovsky Bridge just hit. Yay. Down in Kherson. Ukraine has hit it twice. Additionally to that, they hit the bridge upriver, they hit the railroad bridge, and they hit some munition depots and the power plant. That power plant sends juice south, not north, and that's connected to the southern grid. Ukraine today, and this is, I've got video of it. We've been waiting on it. It happened about 90 minutes ago. But it has happened, and Ukraine has hit the bridge again. It's almost as if they let them work on it a while, and then they plucked it again. Amnesty International. Just a couple of stories here before we jump in. Forget them. Don't worry about them. But the head of Amnesty's Ukraine office, her name is Oksana Pokalchuk. She resigned in protest to the accusations coming out of Amnesty International, specifically from the United States. Now, I have a question for you guys. They did put right there. Yes. All right. We got another sharp guy in here, Mark. You're right. They did put radar deflectors up. But let's be honest, with what Russia has right now, they can't stop those HIMARS. They just can't. In fact, Podolyak came out, and he's the representative of Zelensky's office. He came out today and said if we had the HIMARS early in the war, we would have defended Mariupol. I mean, they're very serious about having the ability to reach. And of course, now I have a question for you, and then we're going to roll Zhenya in here. What is up with Google Maps in Ukraine? I noticed this afternoon. So as I have shared with you guys many times, the way that we validate information, for example, I just loaded the photo up of the bridge, and I know that's the bridge. But the videos all come out now. It's all been released, and it's been confirmed that Ukraine hit the bridge again. But we always try to be spot on and exact, and you guys in the community help make it that way. So today, Zhenya and I working, and we were trying to validate some locations, validate some addresses. We were specifically looking for certain buildings in Kherson, and we were blown away with what we discovered, and I'm going to share it with you right now. Let's go. I've got to change these colors. Oh my goodness, right there. Not that one. Holy moly. Right there. Whew. I have too many buttons over here. So I'm going to go to Google Maps, and I just want you to enjoy this. And yeah, so if you ever wonder if this is live, it's live, folks. That's not edited. I'm not editing. Let's go live. I can talk with you. You can talk with me. It's great. Here's Ukraine on Google Maps. Today, Zhenya and I were verifying the information on this McDonald's right here. I can zoom in. It says McDonald's temporarily closed. Well, it's closed because Kherson is completely occupied by Russia, and it's being destroyed every day. Not from shelling, but internally inside that city, there is so much terroristic activity by the forces there among civilians, damaging infrastructure, their own. It's occupied now. And I'm going to show you more about that in a little while. But we were trying to validate an address. So I go to look for this McDonald's here. And of course, I want to go to the street view and validate the building next to it, as I've showed you what we do. So here's Kherson. And I go and I turn on the street view. Now, if you guys use street view, you know what's going on here. The only street views that are left in Kherson are these major. This is the major highway coming out of Kherson. This is all the modern areas, the shopping malls. Of course, Google Maps has been done here. These lines that are here, I have learned, is where it's being removed. Watch. You can't drop this cat. You can only drop him. I can drop him there. Here's Kherson train station. Typical look of a Ukrainian city. There's a bus. Sonsidar. It's a juice. Fruit. And that's all we've got. Now, you say, okay, what are you trying to show us here? Let me go back and turn it on. There's nothing. It's being removed, and I do not know how. So you say, well, how do you know it's being removed? Very easy. Let's just go up to Mykolaiv under Ukrainian control. Turn on street view. There's the whole city. Every bit of it. I mean, every bit of it. And then let's just leave street view on, and I'll take you over to our base city, Humanitarian. I mean, every alley, every street, it's all done. Now, roll back. Let's go back into Kherson. It's gone. Somebody's doing some hacking somewhere. I'm telling you, it's gone. And this has nothing to do with the program, although it's important. Let's go over to Mariupol. Melitopol, Bryansk, Mariupol. Mariupol was absolutely, completely street mapped 2 months ago. There's none here. None. Look. Nowhere. It should all light up blue. It's just going to give you a still picture. There's nothing. No streets. That's taking me to the picture. I can't walk. I can't move. And what's interesting about that is this is in occupied Mariupol. All Street View is gone. And you may ask, well, how did you know Street View was working 2 months ago? It may be removed at Ukraine's request. That's a good point. That's why we have this great community here. I don't know, but I know I was using Street View in Mariupol a lot. So you guys are smart. It may be from Ukraine themselves, but it did help us validate stuff behind the lines. Regardless, it's happening. So we shall see. You guys have made me think a different way now. Thank you. I will find out. We have ways to find out. So I'll send a message. That was just a question I had. Now, last thing. Getting ready to roll Zhenya in here, and I have a question for you. Give you some clarity. Zhenya and our team is getting ready to make a run to a very hot zone, and you may be asking out there tonight, as we have supported this, we've grown together, we've learned together, what actually happens on our humanitarian runs? It's going to be very similar to what I'm going to show you. Our guys go in to cities that are marked by the military, and as I've told you in the past, military and charity organizations, humanitarian funds work together. And they'll say, go to this area, drop this food, drop this medicine, bring these 2 cases for the military. A guy will meet them there. He takes the 2 cases for the military. They serve that little region, whether it's food, medicine, humanitarian aid, and they turn around and leave. They're gone. This is what happens. Got some good video out of this actually happening, and I wanted you to see it. It gives you an idea. This is happening in Advika, which is over near Donetsk.
Все заполнено водой, машина загружена. Едем 2 машинами, в машине по 1 человеку. Да поможет нам Бог.
There's their aid, water.
Тут прилеты закончились, мы подразгрузились. Едем дальше. Начинается по новой выхода. До свидания вам. Здоровья. Давай, прыгай. Блять. Едем или ждем? Блять. Назад. Не можем уехать. Едем на следующее убежище. Это же Света, что ты вообще ж голяк давно уже, да? На второе убежище. Вот так вот люди живут, света нету. Вот это ихняя печка. Такие вот дела. Выезжать пока не хотят. Вот это в подвале живут. Можно я зайду, да? Здрасте. Все, подвале, вот они тут. Дети есть здесь у вас? У меня там печенье есть. 14-летний. Как вот люди обустроились вот здесь.
Biscuits or cookies.
Магазинный подвал.
А у них он как бы убежище приспособленное или нет вообще?
Ну, он вообще считался раньше как бомбоубежище. А вообще здесь же магазин наверху. Это все было как раньше склад, все такое. Потом
Ну, когда прилеты трусит тут или нет?
Ну, бывает, да.
Трусит. Носим воду. Пока прилетов нету, можно разгружаться и ехать дальше. Вот сколько еду по Авдеевке, еще ни одного целого здания. Вот все, везде все вот так, везде, каждый дом пострадал. Или мне так просто попадается, но еще ни одного целого не было. Едем на последнее убежище, которое у нас на сегодня назначено. Все, разгрузились, едем домой. На всех, конечно, не хватило.
And that gives you a good look. That is exactly what these aid workers are doing, that are volunteers, that are working alongside. They knew where to go. They knew where the shelters were. It was organized, and everybody is doing their part. The military knows, JDO. It's all... So, Vereshchuk's office, I wonder how the drivers know where there are people in basements and not. So, as I've have explained in the past, for people to understand, like with our organization that's there, and we're based in Khmelnytsky, it's not just a fly by the seat. Well, we're going to go here and help this village. That's not how it works. So request come directed. Everything's directed through Kyiv. It's directed through Vereshchuk's office, who is responsible for the citizens. And then it works in cooperation with military and charity funds, NGOs. These organizations are registered. Reports are given back and forth. So Zhenya, we were speaking about it today. He's getting ready to make a run, a very tough run. But this run request came from the military. They've given him the coordinates, the locations, where to go, where to do the drop-offs, and they are preparing to leave here in a few days for that run. I don't understand it, but it's unbelievable how this nation is pulling together to try to defend their country. It's amazing between civilians and government and military. So kudos to them. I see all of you guys chatting in there. Okay, I'm writing a note. Oh, and by the way, Nikopol, right there, 7 hours ago, lost all water. No water. I'm making myself a note. I'm going to find out the Google Maps answer. Zhenya's going to make a call. We're going to find out. We got to know, because everybody's got good points. It could be Russia doing it. It could be Ukraine doing it. It could be Google doing it. I don't know, but we're going to find out. And be as accurate as we can. So, folks, get ready. Buckle your seatbelts. It's time to roll the man in here. And I'm just going to start rolling it at him. And here we go. Good morning to you, brother.
Good evening.
Good evening. Good morning. Welcome, everyone, in with Zhenya as well. August the 7th, Sunday evening here, Monday morning there. You are +7. And it's been quite a unique day. It's actually been a very unique 4 or 5 days, but today's been very active on the fronts, very active in the skies. Ukraine has made some good efforts, but a lot of truth is coming out today. So basically, that's what the program is about tonight. As always, for those that are watching, and maybe you're new here with Zhenya, Zhenya is from Khmelnytsky region. He is inside Ukraine right now, and typically on 4 or 5 times a night with me per week. Good grief, what a day. And so this information is straight. As always, he has seen nothing, and we get the fresh response. So, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Let's do it. We're going to start here. This has basically been the picture of Ukraine today. Random throughout the day, we have had air raid sirens, airstrikes, shelling, the whole 9 yards, not only on the fronts, but as well in the interiors of the country. And to be quite honest, some pretty close to you. So, Jacob, what I want to do here's, as you guys know, this is the air raid maps, and this is pretty much the way it's looked in Ukraine all day. With that said, I want to go here, Jacob, and let you just start talking. Let's start. I'll give you the cities and you talk. Kharkiv.
Hard shelling. People, I got the video and the comments that they've been inside of buildings and they were feeling how walls is moving.
Yes.
Not easy.
Once again, we never prepare. I have a video, not the video you're seeing, because the video I have is from Adivka, and he'll say the same thing. We'll get to that in a little bit. I want to talk about Vinica.
Yeah, it seems to me 3 cruise missiles got there. We got there, and let's say it was 10 minutes driving from my friend's parents and the other friend's wife. They're close to that area, so it was right like in front of my eyes. They were checking the relatives, and this is reality we live in.
Well,
So
as far as the
both.
friend, as far as the friend you're talking about, he's not only a friend to you and me, but he's also a friend to this program. People know him by name, um, Volodymyr Zelensky. His wife is who you're referring to. Was close there, and no, that is not the president, Volodymyr Zelensky, but it's our Volodymyr Zelensky has the same name. So, this hit, and I did speak to Vova today. So,
Yeah.
it's close.
Yes.
This is close. Let's just be honest. And I probably shouldn't be talking about that tonight. And we know why, but it's close. We're based, and I'll go blue, of course, here in Khmelnytsky. And you can see, Zhenya, if you want to get to Vinica quick by driving, how long does it take you? No traffic, no block post.
1:20.
Hour and 20 minutes.
1.5. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not far. Been to
I mean,
Vinica.
I did it in 1 hour, but it was a little bit speeding.
You've done it in 1 hour, but it's a little bit speeding. Understood. No problem. And we'll leave that one alone. Okay, let's go. I just say the city's name, and I color this one in blue because it's, of course, Ukrainian controlled, but it's continually being struck. Mykolaiv is getting in bad shape.
Yes, and because the situation is, let's say, there is a pressure there, and let's say quite more than just hot time there. Today I've got report from militaries there. They need even bandages, just simple bandages for the medicine, and we got request for about 500 people request for food. No food. Drug stores are closed, food stores the same, and people are, moving to the north side from the area of conflict. Yes, and yes, it's really not easy there.
So let's just talk between the lines
But-
a little bit. Go ahead.
But
we
had, let's say, kind of, it's a interesting fact. During last week, we never had the day like this in the whole war, because some days our airplanes, military jets, were attacking there during the day.
Wow.
With eight airplanes at one time. It's really strong. We never had it, and it shows that situation goes better for Ukraine there.
So
And,
you're saying that we have counterattacked with
yes.
You get a phone call when you're trying to do stuff. We have counterattacked back in, and we'll go back now, back into the Mykolaiv region with airplanes.
Yes, and really successful. I think we will hear about that later, but it is a fact already proved.
Awesome. Now, in this region, and I'm in this region, and for those of you that are new here, we also support financially with humanitarian aid, refugee aid, food, medical supplies. We help the military as we can. We've raised over $144,000 every penny plus goes there at our home church we base out of here. Pastor Kent and Luann administrate all of it, and every dime, every cent plus goes there, and we're doing an awesome thing. And pretty soon I'm going to be boots on the ground in that area personally. But so that support that we raise together, if we don't need to say much, but we're heading, well, we're not, we may when I get there, but we're heading here to help, right?
Yes, I
Okay.
cannot
No,
say the
that's it.
exact place, but surely I will share with all the good results we will have all together, and the pictures and medias from the next trip
After it.
after it.
Yeah. But the bottom line is we're going into this region here, and you will be hearing more about that. Now, coming around Nikopol.
Nikopol. They looks like they're trying to, to just
Erase
to
it.
ruin the whole place, just
Thank
to
you.
erase it.
See, I don't lead him, folks. He's not been here. I've been talking about that city and I've been telling you they're leveling it. They're destroying it. And that is a large city, over 100,000 people.
A lot of people already left, but I don't know the reason why they're leveling it, but it is a fact, we're getting confirmation from different sources. They do it regularly, day by day. They sending the shelling and it's just terrible.
Well,
people leaving that place, and I don't know why.
Well, you know as well as
why
I know,
they had to attack it.
They're shelling it from Energodar. We know that. Okay, and we're going to talk more about Energodar in just a moment. The last place I want to share, and I'm actually going to jump over to a different map, is in the east. Even Zelensky came out and said, and I have his quote, I think, later for us. Our guys are doing an amazing job in the east. They really are. But it's nonstop aggression. It's nonstop shelling. It's Ukraine. Russia wants Bakhmut. They want the M3. They want Konstantinovka, and then they want to push up the Kramatorsk and push down the Slavyansk. It's easy. That's what they want. And of course, if that happens, this pocket falls quickly. But President Zelensky said today, we're doing an amazing job at defending with what we have. Our soldiers are the best, but it's very, and I quote him, he said, it's very hot in the east. And that's not temperature. It's nonstop battles. So we're praying for the best results there. That's what happens when it's live, folks. You hit the wrong button. To Cam right here, day 165. That's our tactical update. We look through the nation. We're going to look a little closer now. Kherson truth coming out. Kherson truth coming out. Now, I have already confirmed that this McDonald's here is at the Kherson Mall. I've showed people over the last few days, Zhenya, how we validate locations. We'll zoom in. We'll go to street views. We'll compare stores. This is the mall in Kherson, and this is the place that I'm going to say it this way and show a video, and then I'm going to let you respond to it. Let's do it that way. Here's the deal. Kherson is controlled by Russia. Kherson is a very quiet, not military, of course, it's very loud. Russia is using it as a strategic point. But it's quiet what is happening to the people there. People are being taken. People are being tortured. I'm talking teenagers. People are being abused. The infrastructure is being destroyed. And it's all quiet because shells aren't hitting it. It's what the forces are doing. And let me show you this. You'll see it.
Их били током, прищепки с током на уши, на кончики пальцев. Одного так сильно били током, что у него на нем футболка загорелась. Получается, они сидели в СИЗО, это все там происходило, это уже давно узнали. Одному отбили печень, очень сильно, плевался кровью. Первый пострадал не сильно, второй примерно как и третьего. Тоже отбили печень, поломали ребро. Одному 17, 19, 18. Ко мне подходили ФСБшники, вот так вот держали пистолет просто, ну, были наготове. Я не знаю, может, я для них был каким-то диверсантом, был похожим. Подходили, спрашивали чьи-то гаражи, они, получается, их взламывали. Потом мы ушли, забрали 3 детей, двух 11-летних, одну 10-летку и 19-летнего парня. Все время оккупации нам очень легко различать, где прилет, отлет, авиация летит и так далее. Это без преувеличения. И по ночам, и утром, и днем.
So you can hear that testimony from a young fella. I think his name was Igor. Do what?
This is, you say hi. I have a couple people, and
Okay.
this is they were helping them to get outside of Ukraine, and it's hello, and it's a family, and
Okay.
they're coming back to Ukraine today. They just arrived, and I'm taking them. To railway station in less than an hour.
Добро
But this is
пожаловать
one
в
of the families
Украину.
who were helping it. Huh?
I said, welcome to Ukraine.
I live in Ukraine.
I know you do. That's a шутка.
Yeah.
It was a joke. Welcome. We're glad you're back.
Добре, що повертаєшся.
And we were glad that we were able to help you.
Да, я слідкую за часом.
Okay.
They worry if we got there in time.
Okay.
Because
We'll
they
make
have
it.
train in 40 minutes. It's okay.
Okay. So Kherson truth coming out.
Yes.
You see it here. We had the testimony from the little boy. People down there are being taken advantage of and abused and tortured and stolen. Period.
Yeah.
The world doesn't even know about it. That's what I'm trying to say.
We getting just some parts, like a 1% of what's going on in reality there. And it's shocking.
Yes.
You just can imagine what's going on there. It's like, this is like...
Well, think about this.
we should...
Olenivka truth coming out.
Yeah.
Hey, do you want to pause and finish later? Take them?
No, it's okay.
Okay.
It's okay. Mm-hmm.
Olenivka truth coming out.
Yeah.
Day by day. Of course, Ukraine did not do this. And we have to deal with the trash of organizations like Amnesty International. It just, we were talking earlier today and you made a very profound statement, but the truth is coming out. Russia did this 100%.
Yes.
And the truth is now coming out. But you have organizations like Amnesty International. They're not even worth our breath, but you were sharing with me how they're talking about Ukrainian military in buildings. It was a bunch of baloney. Tell the people tonight what's the real truth.
Okay, real truth, in my personal opinion, and what do I see, it's somebody or paid them or created a pressure, but anyhow they were representing 100% Russian propaganda voice inside of United States, and they didn't have any real facts. I mean, you can read it. I mean, you can come and read the original, let's say, original report, and to try to find real facts. You will find something like, yeah, we've been checking the schools, and yeah, there is some signs which could show us that Ukrainian military guys were there, but they didn't find them. But yes, and the same with the hospitals, we could find some signs that they probably been there, but they didn't. I mean, they didn't post any facts. Like
Jacob, if they found a pair of socks that were Ukrainian military issued in a hospital, they would say, "Oh, military's here." That's the level we're talking about.
You can, this is reality, and this shows. It's from other side. It's good because it shows how, let's say, the puppets.
Yes.
There is the puppets in the world. You can see Scholz, and they are they taking it from, I don't know, from the suitcase of the past history, and so on, and they using why it's because it looks like the Putin trying to use everything
left.
Well,
on
it
that
it
field.
leads me right to this. Ukraine fights an
Okay.
ethical war. So if
Yeah.
you want to see how Ukrainian soldiers fight, I'm going to give you an inside look tonight. Check this out.
Ми з вами під землею. Над нами 67, 130 сантиметрів. Продовжуємо роботу, пане офіцери. Бачите, що у нас тут є? Управління військами. Так от воно здійснюється звідси. Щоб воно було в безпеці. Воно здійснюється 24 години на добу. Отака культур-мультур. Лілії привезли, чи що це у вас, так? Так, бачите, це у нас один із таких підрозділів, да? Ну, люблять вони все таке. Дякую, хлопці. Питання є до мене? Добре.
Вік вже мене не дозволяє служити в Збройних силах України. Пішов в селищну раду, зібрав всіх своїх однодумців. От на сьогодні в нас кількість більше 150 бійців. Ми є резервом нашого батальйону тероборони. Спостерігаємо за небом, відсліджуємо появу на нашій території осіб не з нашого району. Перевіряємо їх документи, якщо щось виявляємо підозріле, звичайно, їх передаємо підрозділу тероборони.
Звірі. Поки до зими якраз у нас нормально все буде. І таке в кожному підрозділі. Все є. А якщо дадуть ще щось, наприклад, ще озброєння, ми ж не відмовляємося. Ми тільки будемо раді і тільки будемо збагачувати свій потенціал.
So, Jacob, that gives people in the world, those are Ukrainian professional soldiers. You can see how they operate, honorable, in order. We're going to fight the trash that's out there every day, period. So people can see.
Yes.
Zaporozhye nuclear power plant continues to deteriorate. Right here. It's not getting better. The goal, I think, is to take it offline eventually by the fall and winter. I think that's the goal.
Yeah, they destroyed by shelling. They destroyed the part, one of the area, which basically destroying Ukrainian south electricity supply, and at this moment they're trying to use as less energy on that power plant to generate it as less, to have, to not generate big amount, because at this moment they're trying to switch it as much possible to Russian side, and the question for me, this is the facts and the whole world can see it, why world still having cooperation in the area of energy, buying, selling with them. The question is, this is a terrorist. This power, number one, the biggest in Europe, nuclear power plant was stolen, and at this moment, they doing crazy stuff there, risky stuff, which can bring, bad results. And why still would the world still having the cooperation with that terrorist in area of the energetic?
May I ask you a question?
Okay.
Do you remember Chernobyl?
Sure. Yes.
I know you were alive and well and a young boy. You remember it?
Yeah.
So
yeah, I remember mother there, her eyes and some comments.
If Zaporozhye has a problem at the level of Chernobyl, they already know it's going to be 10 times worse, 10x.
Yeah. Yes.
And we just allow this to happen. Couple more things. We'll let you get out of here this morning. Right here. We keep hearing people saying, give up your land. Zelensky, give up your land. Stop. You're killing your people. I want to make it clear tonight and then let you respond to it. Zelensky's not killing his people. Putin and the terrorists are killing the people. Zelensky's not. He's doing everything in his power to save it. But it's not just Zelensky, folks. Here, this says, Ukraine says no. Ukrainians are not ready to give up territory. And by zone, you can see it, 87%, 86, 82, and 77. No. So where do you stand in that?
Surely Ukrainians are not ready to give out the territories. 100, I mean, like, as for me, let's say at least 100% around me like that. It's not the time. But a lot of people like asking the questions like the next, I mean, like this, if, if the world are a little bit slow with helping, probably world would support idea of Putin and trying to negotiate it and easy, if with the pressure from Turkey or other countries showing, I mean, trying to sell or buy something about Ukraine, around Ukraine. And I think the people, the only way is to get territory back, and the world could confirm that the world stays with Ukraine only if will stay with us on our territory, having in the whole territory getting back. Sorry for my English.
Your English is good and very understandable. The bottom line is, let's look at it from a different angle. I'll make a statement, you say yes or no. You cannot negotiate with a terrorist.
Yes, you cannot. We cannot. We will not.
Ask Neville Chamberlain. Ask Neville Chamberlain how that worked out for him in World War II, coming back to Great Britain. Everything's fine. I had a talk.
Yeah.
I had a talk with Hitler. No problem. Everybody's cheering. Yeah. Then the bombs are flying. You do not negotiate. You don't negotiate with Kim Jong-il, Rocket Boy. You don't negotiate with Xi. And I'm not saying they're terrorists, but they are dictators. You can't negotiate with dictators. You don't negotiate with Osama bin Laden, Saddam Hussein, Muammar Gaddafi. What do? You get them. That's it. Vladimir Putin will only respond to equal power. Period. That's it. Equal power.
One thing about negotiation.
Yes.
Budapest Memorandum, world was happy when we were getting new status of non-nuclear country. And at this moment, world are not happy if we would start, let's negotiate back, and maybe we could get back our status.
Let me ask you a question.
Produce nuclear. Yes.
Let me ask you a question. As a professional Ukrainian, you're inside the war zone. Do you trust any international agreements anymore?
No.
Okay. No. That's the answer. And that's not for me. That's Ukraine.
I mean,
all right.
Okay.
I'm going to show you the last two things, and you get those people to the train station. Here you go.
Yes.
Number one. Meanwhile, in Chicago, what do you think of that picture right there? United States flag, Russian flag, Z, Chinese flag, Donetsk People's Republic, and people think this is a conference from today in Chicago in support of all of this trash. Check this out. And I'm sorry for all the veterans in active service and Americans. What disgrace to have our flag and national anthem at any event beside those flags. Land of the free. Ridiculous. That is not in Moscow, Chicago.
Please fix all of these people. If you will not, I mean, later these people will hail for new dictator, or will I mean, in the case of need, they will surely sell information about the strategic point in the United States, because they work for dictator and for aggressor.
Are you warning America not to experience what Ukraine's experiencing?
Yes, sure.
Okay. I agree with you.
All of us are human.
Mm-hmm.
And these people are believing and supporting aggression
while playing our national anthem, bud. Trash.
Sorry.
But it's happening. Chicago. Last thing. The world is in chaos. I'm going to show this. You make your statement, and we'll be done for tonight, and we're ready to roll this week for each update each evening. Ukraine and Russia, we understand. China, Taiwan, we understand. India, China, they're on the brink of war. And the United States, Google it, folks, look it up, is going there in October to do war games with India on the Chinese border. Azerbaijan, Armenia, we had some relief on that after Erdogan meets with Putin. We talked about that last night. We know that was arranged. Turkey and Syria.
Route.
Go ahead.
Same route.
Same thing.
Same route.
Serbia and Kosovo.
Yes.
North and South Korea.
Serbia.
Israel and Gaza. Right now, missiles flying. Hopefully, the truce holds. Africa, Cameroon, Ethiopia, South Sudan, Afghanistan. Do you guys know that Pakistan and India are still at war? They've never had a peace declaration. They're just not fighting, but they hate each other. You say, well, how do you know that? I've been there. I've been right on the border on this. They hate each other. This is all happening in the world. And Zhenya, I'm very sorry to say, but I put the bracket there, and I could sit here for the next 2 hours and show specifically how the United States is connected to each one of these conflicts. Every one of them. And some in a very positive way, others in a negative way, in my opinion. But the bottom line is you bracket it all together, and the United States is connected. The world right now, and I'm sorry, we've got our own issues in our nation, and I know we're doing our best for you guys, but the bottom line is it's a challenge. Our country is very destabilized right now, as is the rest of the world. So that's the picture.
Okay.
Go.
One more thing and I'm leaving.
Yes.
Why? Because if Russia make statements inside on their main channels that we fight not with Ukrainians, but basically with NATO. Why NATO is still not giving us a real power?
You know why?
Support.
I'm going to answer that. We have viewers from Tasmania, way down by Australia.
Okay.
Ross and Lena, they answered that. NATO, right? How do you spell NATO?
NATO.
How?
NATO.
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 Right. No armies to offer. That's why.
Okay. Okay.
I thought it was brilliant.
Okay.
Hey, bud, we love you. We love you.
Sorry.
We love you. You do your deal. I know you're helping refugees coming back home now. This is what it's all about. Give us a heart, and we'll get you out of here. All right, bud. Roll out. We love you.
Yeah. Bye.
Catch you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Woo! He puts that hat on and it's gone. Yeah, believe me, they run trains in the safe areas 24/7. Literally, you catch a train at 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 5 a.m., 4 a.m., and that guy is something. Hey, what an incredible update. Thank you guys for all the chat. And for those of you that have served in the United States military, and your veterans, your active service duty, your active duty, here's what I want to say to you tonight. I'm sorry that we had to show that. Believe me, I hated it as well. And it is America. It's a place of freedom, but pure trash. And we need to see the truth, what's happening in a lot of our cities. So let it be known here that this channel, our community here, we love our country. We love America. We're thankful for our veterans. We respect our flag. We respect our national anthem. We believe in the Constitution of the United States. God is good. God is good. So, thank you guys. Blessings to you all. You guys are fantastic. Zhenya is probably asleep at this moment, but we'll be back tomorrow. 23 hours from now, we'll have the next update. I will look right quick before I tell you good night. Everything's good. Everything's good right now. So be blessed, and we'll see you in 23 hours. Thank you. Good night.